Hello, it's time for us to discuss the sales duty and regulations. Now, there are a few things that we need you to keep in mind. One is in a text version, this one, and the other one is the recorded version, this one. All right, let's take a look at first the text version. Now, as a sales specialist, you should be online in Slack, Como, and all other tools 5 minutes before the start of your shift. And I believe that is very self-explanatory. You should never be late, right? Kindly use the time to read the announcement in Slack, to check your emails, and prepare your tools, right? So again, do not be late, and please make sure you're online 5 minutes before the start of your shift. Number two, you should start making calls no later than 5 minutes from the start of your shift. So if your shift starts at 11 a.m., you should start calling your customer before 11:05. Now, if there are, for example, some instances where your team has some sort of meeting, huddle, or coaching, for example, you have to make sure to start calling out your customer again 5 minutes after the meeting or huddle, just like this, right? So we usually check your Como or your Amo CRM. Now, this is a really good example on this instruction where it says you have to call the customers twice and each attempt should be around 30 to 40 seconds. So in this case, the sales specialist tried to call the customer twice and each attempt lasted for 38 seconds. So it is within the policy, which is very good. Next, as mentioned above, lead contacting time should be followed all the time. And again, this is how you are supposed to contact your customer. Do not close the customer right away if in the case you're not able to speak with your customer or your customer's line is busy or the customer is not responding. You have to give it at least 3 days before you close the lead. You should also leave a note every time you make changes to the status of the lead or after you called the lead, regardless if the call was answered or not. And you have to follow this format. When closing a lead, please make sure to leave a detailed note and choose the correct reason why you will close the lead, right? And kindly include in your notes the reason as to what prevented you from dealing with the objections properly. So, for example, you were able to establish connection with the customer, and then we have spoken to the customer is actually really not interested. Now, when you close the lead, I'm going to go ahead and show it to you. So if this is going to be the lead, you have to click this and then click closed lost. And then here you have to scroll down and you have to choose the reason why you need to close the lead. So you have to select one. There are a lot of options in there. So please make sure to choose wisely and to choose correctly. Right after you save it, you have to leave a detailed note here as well. Should you wish to start your shift at a later time or lag out from your shift earlier than scheduled, you should ask permission from your immediate head of sales a day before. So if you're planning to start your shift a little late tomorrow, for example, you have to make sure to ask your head of sales or your team lead as early as now. You're only given 2 times to do this in a month. Now, when it's time for you to take a break, please make sure to always inform your group, inform your teammates or your team lead in your group chat. Now, each team will have a corresponding group chats or group channel in Slack. So please make sure tell everyone or let everybody know from your team that you will be taking a break. Same thing after you're taking your break. And if it's time for you to go back and start calling your customer again, please let your head of sales and let your team know that you are back. Now, also, you are expected to work 5 days a week. Now, your rest day will be a split day. One rest day falls on a weekend, and the other rest day falls on a weekday. However, this should not be a consecutive rest days. So, for example, it should not be Friday, Saturday, or Sunday, Monday. It could be Monday, Saturday, Tuesday, Saturday, Wednesday, Saturday, or it could be Tuesday, Sunday, Wednesday, Sunday, and so forth. So it should not be a 2 consecutive rest day in a week. Now, if you would like to work more than 5 days a week, for example, you have to inform your head of sales in advance as well. Now, you are not allowed to work 7 days, 7 consecutive days, that is, in a week. Otherwise, it's going to be a violation. Now, before you take your rest day, please review your calendar in Amos RM or in Como and make sure no planned callbacks or tasks or follow-up calls falls on your rest day. So what you need to do is to click your calendar here and check as to whether or not you have an incoming tasks that you need to finish. Otherwise, you can also check your Google Calendar just to verify and double check that you have nothing to do during your rest day. So this is an example. If today is my rest day, it should look like this, like totally I have nothing to do today, right? 0. All right, next. Before you end your shift, make sure that the weekly sales sheet has a relevant information. Your weekly sales sheet looks like this, and make sure that everything is accurate, right? So for example, your bonuses, your target, as well as your actual performance. So it is here. Let's go to October 2022, for example, just like this. So you'll see there the plan or your target versus the fact or the actual sales that you made, right? And you will see there as well your commissions and stuff. All right, next, before you end your shift, also please make sure no leads or tasks are to be done until you start your shift again. So same idea, please make sure that if today is your rest day, you have nothing to do today, just like this. All right, for more information, please visit this page. This page has all the things that you need to know, especially what are the things that you have to keep in mind once you are endorsed to production floor. Thank you for watching. If you have questions, please feel free to send your question to your sales facilitator. Have a great day. Happy learning.